Hello everyone, here in NASCAR.com Studio 3 with John Probst, Senior Vice President at NASCAR. Now a lot is gone into developing the All-Star race and things around that. What can you tell us off the top here? What's going on around the All-Star race and what are you guys working on?
Yeah, certainly the All-Star race over the last few years has become, an opportunity for us to try some new things out. It's a unique weekend with a lot of cool stuff going on, and we've been able to test some concepts that we're looking at implementing in the future, and this year is no different. We're looking forward to this year bringing two major elements that we're looking at and evaluating for our Gen 7 car, and this would be as good of a chance for us to see this in real race conditions.
So you mentioned a little bit about that Gen 7 race car. That's set to debut in 2021. What are those aspects that we expect to see on these race cars?
Yeah, you'll see two main features on those cars in the All-Star race. The first is a step splitter. Oftentimes nowadays we have a flat splitter that has the teams chasing, controlling their ride heights a lot, which gets pretty expensive, and it also makes the sweet spot, if you will, for the setup very narrow. So we'll have a step splitter. It'll be very visible to the folks at home watching on TV or in the stands, and the whole idea behind that is actually just trying to open up the window for a good setup for our teams, so they don't have to spend the last hours of their life tuning the car into a 32nd of an inch. This should get the cars to where the sweet spot's pretty big. The second part is hood louvers, so that'll again be very visible to the folks watching on TV. And what you'll see there is we're going to actually exit the radiator, the air going in the radiator out the hood. And folks at home might be like, well, that's just a gimmick. Why are you doing that? And largely for us, there's actually a lot of time spent in the wind tunnel with teams chasing grill tape and how they put the grill tape on the front of the car, how much air that lets in the radiator. In the current configuration of our cars, the more air you let in the radiator, typically the less downforce your car has. Downforce is king for the most part for our intermediate tracks. And what we're trying to do is, by exiting the air out the hood, is decouple the grill tape from the downforce. And another benefit that that'll have for us is, like, typically today, if you ran around with your production car with the grill completely taped or a big piece of cardboard over the front, your engine's going to run really hot. In the racing scenarios, the costs have gotten, frankly, very high. They want to run more grill tape. Well, the only way to run more grill tape is for your engine to run hotter, and today we see engine temperatures, pushing 300 degrees, which is pretty crazy when you think about it, especially in comparison to like a production car.
So when it's all said and done, what do we expect to see on the racetrack with these two improvements?
Yeah, I think you'll see a lot better racing. I think the All-Star race by itself is a crazy event to begin with, so we're probably going to see some very aggressive drivers out there trying to win $1 million. We've got relatively short stage lengths at this event, so more than not, you're going to see a pretty exciting race if we did nothing. But I think that, with these two elements that we're adding to it, it's a bit of an unknown. We feel like all the data we have, it's going to be better. But until we get it in a car and actually get some guys racing it in anger, the audience will see with us what's going to happen with these two features.
Now, we're talking a little bit about aspects on the Gen 7 car. 2021, not that far away. So where are you guys in regards with the development of this race car?
Yeah, right now, with the Gen 7, we are regularly meeting with the OEMs and the teams to figure out kind of the nitty-gritty details of what that car is going to be. We have our engineers, drawing up different options nonstop right now. And I think for us, especially in the next 4 to 6 weeks, are going to be pretty transformative with respect to a lot of the features we're going to see on that car. And, one of the data points that's going to feed that's going to be the All-Star race.
Now, we have Gen 7 elements. We have $1 million on the line in this race. I mean, it seems like it's, last year was a success and it was very exciting, but this year it seems like there's even more factors in play to have a great race. I mean, the sanctioning body's got to be pretty excited about what's going to come up.
Yeah, we're excited. I'm sure the fans are going to be excited. I think what we saw in the All-Star race last year, with the less horsepower, created a great show for everybody. We've taken that a step further. So, coming into this year, we'd expect to see what we saw last year on steroids, so to speak. And I think that by putting some of these newer elements to it, we had yet another element of unknown that's probably going to be pretty exciting for everyone watching and in the stands.
All right, John, we appreciate your time. We appreciate you guys watching. A lot of things changing, a lot of big things on the horizon for NASCAR, starting with that all-star race package.